everybody, Good21 here, back with another video. Today I have another tutorial video where I'm going to talk about specifically how I stream on Twitch. And this is sort of part of that series of talking about, or not series, but a previous video I had made where I was talking about my computer and things like that. This is kind of falls in line with slash tutorial slash how I do production, and also how something that I've really noticed that is a very major pet peeve of mine and really frustrating is I really like doing sound design. I've done live sound design for my youth group. I've done live sound for one event I went to when I was on a video job one time. I have to constantly think about like sound all the time, whether I'm making a video on my computer or if I happen to be running a soundboard, which is not often, but every once in a while I do. And I have over like 6 to 7 years of video production experience, as well as live, sound editing experience. One of the things I've really noticed that is very frustrating to me is when streamers have really imbalanced sound levels. And if you've ever noticed, when you're sitting in a live stream and say like the gamer has their game like really loud and their voice is like really super quiet, or sometimes the opposite, when their voice is like super loud and you can't hear anything. There's a couple streamers I can think off the top of my head that do this, and it drives me nuts, and it's annoying. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna show you basically how I set up my volumes and my settings and everything. So let me flip over to my desktop capture really quick, and I'll show you some of the things that I do. So first thing that I do to route all my sounds to my headphones is I click on, and I wish I could point to it, but I'll point to my mouse. You can see that I route all my sounds to the Realtek HD Audio second audio output, and that is the front I/O panel of my computer. I have a microphone and headphone input, and that's how my Razer mic and headphones is plugged in right now, and that's how you're hearing me. So I default everything to that. So in a way, this is sort of like digital routing. You're digitally routing your sound to your headphones. That's step one. Now I'm not going to list out a bunch of steps, but that's just step one for me. And then here, of course, my microphone, which is they're color coded, so green is usually headphone and pink is usually your microphone. So obviously this is my my pink input, and that's my microphone that's obviously bouncing up on screen here. So that's how that's how I get started with everything. From there, then let's talk about how, so I usually have music playing in the background. So I might play like Approaching Nirvana or something from Pandora, things like that and stuff. And I like to keep the volume down around, because I like to have the game volume, especially World of Tanks. I really like to hear that, like those cannons just rock in my ears. And I love hearing that boom in my ears and stuff, because it just makes it immersive for me. So what I'll generally do is I'll take, this is about 25 or so percent for my audio volume. And that's because if you look at my master output, and if you're thinking in a sense of digital mixing, the Windows volume mixer, sort of like the master output for if you're on, like if you were to use a soundboard. Soundboards generally have several channels, and each of those channels, there's sound coming in, whether it's microphone or instrument, things like that. This is kind of the same thing. iTunes is sort of like a instrument that's coming in to your soundboard and then going out through your master output, and that's what the volume mixer is for your computers for. So I'll have my volume down around, I think this is about 14%, and I'll have iTunes around 15 to 20%, give or take. It's not measured in decibels, it's generally just measured in percentage, so that's how I usually have my music set. And depending on the game, and this can vary, games like World of Tanks, for instance, let me actually switch to World of Tanks really quick, and I'll show you how I have that mixed. So let me bring this up. And let me switch OBS really quick to World of Tanks. Alright, so I don't know how well you can see. Maybe I might crop this. You might be able to see this better. So across the board here, I have 57% for general volume. Music I have down to 0 because I usually play my own music. And everything between the voice messages, vehicle effects, interface effects, and ambience, I generally have about 50% or so, 50 to 60%, give or take. Ambience I have about to 80 because I really like ambient noise, and World Tanks has some great ambience to it. So that's why that's about 80% instead of 50. And basically then from there, once everything is kind of set, of course, everything gets digitally routed to your output, which would be your, not that, hang on one sec, I lost it. Here a second. Okay, here it is. Okay, so everything then, once you have all your volumes set, then all of that gets routed to your volume mixer, which is sort of your master output. I know it's not called master output. I can't think what it's called. It's called something else, but for the sake of argument, let's just call it that. So your master output. And then for me in OBS, and this is going to like duplicate several times over, but just work with me here. In OBS, then what I do is I watch these meters here, and it generally tells me how loud things are going. So my volume for OBS is about like 74 for computer noise and about 89 for microphone, and that may change depending on what's going on. What I generally try to do is while I'm playing the game, I'm usually very mindful of my sound and how loud the music is, how loud even I am sometimes. And actually there's been cases where I'll have to go into my Realtek HD Audio Manager and adjust my microphone like it is right now. Like, see, right now, for some reason, it keeps wanting to change my microphone volume, and I have really no idea why. And actually, maybe while I'm sitting here, I don't know if this is... Alright, so that doesn't affect it, huh? I have this little weird issue. Maybe somebody can comment and explain this to me. Where sometimes this volume will be like right here or like right here, and I don't know why that's happening. So if somebody knows why that could be happening, go ahead and comment below, because I'd love to know the reason for that. I've tried disabling things like you know, take priority over the device, but anyway, that's another subject entirely. So all of this combined, between just adjusting my volume mixer and my game sounds, I generally have a pretty level output for a lot of my sounds. And will ask people in chat, is it too loud? Do you need something turned up? Do you need something turned down? Generally, my rule of thumb is that if I can speak over it enough that I can still hear what's going on but not be overly loud or overly quiet mixed with the computer audio, you generally have a pretty well mixed output. And that can change over time because, think about it. Twitch streaming is live sound. You are doing live production. You are doing live audio. And there's a lot that goes into doing live sound. And it takes a while to learn how to do that live sound and stuff. So, it's something that it's taken me, at least 6 years or so to learn. It may take you less time to learn. I just want to teach you basically how to do this yourself. It just takes a lot of skill to just know when something is too loud or too quiet or too loud. I really like hearing game audio, but I also like hearing the streamer himself or herself when they're speaking. Also, to watch your notification sounds when you have them. What can happen is that sometimes notification sounds can just be just really loud and can just blow somebody's ears out. And not blow somebody's ears out, but can be very harsh on your ear. And that's where adjusting things like your volume mixer in Windows comes into play. That volume mixer is there for a reason. That's there to help you adjust your sound levels so you're not too loud and the volume of that gets ruled by the volume mixer of Windows, and then the overall audio as far as your computer noise then gets adjusted by either XSplit if it's got a volume mixer, or in my case Open Broadcaster, and things like that. So just these are just little tips and little things that I've learned over time about doing doing live sound and stuff, and it's something that just takes a while to learn and everything. So I just wanted to share how I do it. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and comment below if you have any questions about how to do digital mixing for streaming and stuff. I would love to help. As you guys know, I love teaching and I want to help you guys be good at what you do, because I didn't have anybody teach me this stuff, and I had to learn by trial and error. And if I can help you to not have errors in your production when you're streaming, then that's great, and you're a more successful streamer for it. Your viewers will love it because they've got comfortable audio to listen to, they have good audio. And actually, one more little note before I end this. One of the things I am blessed to have on my computer is actually a digital equalizer that's built into my audio driver. So right here I have a nice sweep across my headphone volume, so that can help create an overall nice mix. Now that equalizer affects everything. It affects music, it affects the game, it affects anything that plays from your computer overall. So that volume, that equalizer, when you make a change, will affect anything else. Most people don't have an digital equalizer. Don't worry about it if you do. It's not a huge deal. You're not missing a whole lot by not having it. I just happen to have that, and that's why a lot of my audio usually sounds fairly decent on stream, and I have listened to some of my own streams before, and I was pretty happy with how it sounded as a whole. So that's something to consider. If you've got a digital equalizer, maybe adjust your headphone equalizer to maybe your liking, or to where you think it might sound good, or if you need to cut certain highs or certain lows, or if you've got a really bad mid-range in a particular game or whatever, adjust it how you need. If you don't need to adjust it, don't adjust it. So that's just many aspects to consider, and just some things I wanted to point out and say, this is how I do it. This is my own personal preference how I do it. And please be mindful of the sound, because you want to not only have a high quality camera like what I have. Actually, I don't even know what camera I have right now, but it's like a Logitech HD camera, 720p quality. Not only is your quality important, but also your sound volume is important. So be mindful of it, because people are listening to that and they want to feel comfortable, and I don't want to have to be sitting there on someone's stream adjusting the volume up and down constantly, because that is really, if I'm having to worry about adjusting my computer volume listening to a streamer and they're not aware that that's an issue, that's not a comfortable experience for me. And you want to make sure you have a very comfortable viewer experience for people overall, that when they talk about you to some of their friends and say, oh yeah, this guy's a great stream, his audio or video is really great, you should come check it out, that's more traffic to you. And if you want to have more followers, that's an important aspect to consider, because you are, and then you're a live DJer, you're a live mixer, you are a live productionist, and that's something to consider. I didn't mean to ramble on, but I just want to emphasize that this is important. Live sound is important, live production is important, and that's what Twitch streaming basically is. So something to consider. This is just my opinion and my advice. You can comment on it as you want, or offer suggestions, things like that. If you have questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. I try to make sure I answer every comment that I can. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and share it with somebody that you know. If you've got a streamer that you know of that you think they would find interesting, go ahead and share this video with them, and they might find it helpful. So thank you for watching. I hope this video was informative, and I will see you guys hopefully soon. I've got a video that I'm going to try to re-edit and re-commentate under, and then I will, or voice over I should say, and then I'll be uploading and stuff. So thank you for watching. This has been Grit21, and I will catch you guys later.